everybody, this is Red on V4 and I am continuing my ride on the Honda CM400. I don't believe I'm gonna put too many more miles on it just because as I said in the previous episode, I want to sell it. And you know, I want someone to get to that 10,000 miles on the clock. I think it's pretty cool whenever you switch to like from a 4 digits to a 5 digits on your tachometer. There we go. I'm sitting at about 41 miles at the moment. Yes, I am recording everything in one day because I don't get to enjoy riding. I don't get too many days available to me. I don't want to get confused and get lost. Let's see. Should be able to get home. So I'm sitting, as I said, 42 miles now. I should be getting down to about 1.5 in the tank, or give or take. I think 0.7 of it is reserve, or 0.5 even, so that you can get about 20 miles from the reserve just in case. But if you get stuck somewhere and you won't have any gas stations. However, I would strongly recommend you to fill up this bike and any other bike for this matter with 91 premium. Hopefully that premium of yours is not oxygenated, meaning ethanol added. This bike was produced in times, I think, when ethanol was not quite adopted, but I could be wrong. So, you know, I'm not very familiar with the United States like history of gasoline and adoption of ethanol fuel, and when it happened. I probably should, just to know for myself, for my own curiosity. But you know, ethanol is not good for rubber. I know there are fuel lines that are rubber and you can put ethanol and the manufacturer specifies ethanol fuel, but rubber would survive a lot longer if you put non-ethanol fuel in your system. And that's why I vouch for it. I recommend you doing this. I understand it's expensive, especially right now. I think right now in Minnesota, it is September 2nd. I fill up at $4.75 a gallon. It is a lot, but again, this bike only takes 2.5 gallons. So really, you put only like $9 or $10 per tank, which is not a big deal. Come on people, 10 bucks and you'll have a ton more fun, ton more smiles. Actually, I like how it sounds. Like a proper 2-cylinder bike. Wow, that's not cool of you. This bike takes off just fine on idle RPMs. Before I had to really wind it up to like 4,000 simply because the carburetor had to be rebuilt / cleaned. But cleaning to me is rebuilding. Yeah, the jets were clogged up, the insides were crystallized. I had to replace I think it's called diaphragm, rubber diaphragm. That was just trashed. It was dried up, and I'm sure gasoline sat in this bike for a very long time. You know, it's a what is it? It's a 43 years old bike. What would you expect with so little miles? you know, obviously it would sit. You could probably go for like 200-300 miles in a year, and that's it. But right now it purrs just like it should. It's very responsive. Yep. I love this thing. You're gonna have so much fun. Highway pegs are amazing. Yeah, I have so much comfort going on right now. The mirrors are actually effective this time around. So I know exactly what's happening behind me. And they're large, they're wide, which means I can cover the whole highway if I'm on the highway. So I see everything. I love it. And to me, the simple shape of a mirror you have, the more effective it is. Just like on the VFR, you know, it's quite funky. It's alright, it works. But, you know, the square works a ton better. Oh, here you go. Here's an upset driver. I'm not gonna get stuck, you know, blah, 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 behind a slowpoke motorcycle. I have no idea where I am, and I don't really care. Hey boy! Come on, come on. Why are we not right? Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Come on, I think it's 50 here. We're doing only 40. Could be actually 40, I have no idea. $3.89 regular gas. I know the gas station where actually 369, 3. Who the hell knows? There's something going on with that digit. Where I live, it's 379. I know for sure, but once again, I don't put that gas in any of my bikes. There's a quick trip that I go to get my gasoline, to get me proper fuel, instead of, you know, just garbage fuel. I feed this baby with good stuff. See, it's 50. Come on. Oh, that's great. Yeah, it's a proper cruising bike. 40 horsepower or something like that. There's plenty. You know, to me, ideally 60 horsepower. And you don't need anything else. My VFR is 100. How's it called? The VF500 is 60 something. Actually, maybe 70. I don't remember. Actually, it could be 67, 70-ish horses. Great motor, V4 engine, smooth. Yeah, but this bike is classic. So if you like the look of the bike that is classic, it's actually considered a standard bike, which is the look of a bike that is like CB750, KZ, Kawasaki's, GS's from Suzuki. They all look the same. They look classic. It's like a classic look. And then the cruisers are obviously, you know, a bit of a stretched frame or a wheelbase, lower seat or lower seating position. See, it's flickable. It's ridiculous. Yeah, this bike is just something else. Oh, you know what? I know where I'm gonna go. Instead of a highway, I'm gonna go to like a little bit of a windy road, which I really like. You might be able to see it. Depends how much I'm gonna run my video for. Yeah, but it would be really, really sick if this bike had a 6th gear. I don't know actually if any of the bikes had 6th gear back then. Well, the CB750 that I have is 81, so it's 10 years after this bike. Well, what? 10 years? Oh, come on. I can't count anymore. This one is 79. So which means CB81, which is what, 2 years, 2-3 years, and it's a 5-gear bike. The VF500F was more like a sports bike. Well, actually, it was a sports bike back then, and it did have 6 gears. But I never rode it because I have to restore this thing. It has an issue. It has a blown head gasket, so the coolant goes into the cylinders. It smokes a little bit. I you know, there's that particular smell of coolant being burned, and really it doesn't really want to idle. That's why I couldn't find idle on that bike. All right, floor. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Yeah, this bike is air cooled and it's amazing. Yeah, boy, it's air cooled and I love it. So there is a lot more simplicity to it. There is no like a master cylinder for the clear clutch. There is only the brake master cylinder, which simplifies things. You know, there are 2 types of fluids only in 2 places. You got your engine oil and the brake oil, brake oil, or brake fluid, I should say. Whereas, what bike did I have? Yep, the Magna. Great bike. I have no complaints, but it had 4 fluids. Well, 4 containers, 4 points type of thing. It had clutch fluid, it had brake fluid, it had high point oil for the rear differential, and what else? In your regular gear oil. So it had a ton of oils. So there's quite a bit to change. Obviously brake fluid goes in 3 of them. Well, actually 2 of them. High point oil goes to the rear differential. So you got 3 fluids going on. Here, only 2. I did replace the brake master cylinder because what was installed from the factory was starting to crack, and I didn't want to bother. You know, I want this bike to look as best as it can. And with this black one, it just suits fine. You know, there is a lot of black/chrome elements, and black looks fine. Actually, the container that was installed here, the original one, was only DOT3 certified, so I would not be able to put my DOT4 brake fluid in it, so hence the upgrade. This one is DOT3 and 4, if I'm not mistaken. Well, at least DOT4, and you know, DOT4 is superior to DOT3. So this bike will be ready for the next owner, and you will love it. This bike will run forever. We'll just have to maintain it. I will pretty soon hit the road that I want. Let's see where my camera is. It's still recording, just in case. Yeah, quite a scenery here. Chaska. Yep, I am turning. There is not too many cars turning at all. Actually, that's the only car that's turning. Yeah, standard bike. No, that was like a CB. Actually, it could be that Hornet. If you happen to live in Minnesota, peoples, if you ride a Hornet, the 600 or the 900, which is, I think it's like a later bike thing, 919 or something like that, it's like something weird. I would really love to ride one of those if you have it, and if you don't mind me riding it. So if you do, let me know. Reach out to me. I would love to make a review of this bike, because it's a naked super sport type of thing, like a CBR naked, and I like it. But the CBRs that we have now, like CBR like say 600R, not a double R. Double R has fairings, just the R. I don't know, they look like any other naked bike. $3.79 gasoline. Okay, that's alright. Only, as far as I know, around me at least, only Quick Trip sells non-oxygenated gasoline. Alright guys, we'll see you in the next episode. Ride safe, take it easy, and goodbye.